Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to an episode of County Line. Alright, so in the last episode I mentioned about the fact that I'd like to upgrade our Rake, our windrower, whatever we call it. And because of that I have the current windrower we're using at the shop here. We're going to go ahead and sell this and then upgrade to the next size up. Let's go ahead and grab that. Windrowers. It's cultivators, Iain. There we are. So we want the Lily Hibiscus 1515 CD Profit. I'm gonna go for this. We could go for these, but they're the same size as what we already have, and that's the next size up. We don't think it's quite that big yet. So I'm gonna go for this and purchase that. Yes, please. There we go. And it only costs us about less than $50,000, I guess. So it's not too bad. Let's grab the Oliver, which is over here, and just terribly dirty. And we'll take this back to the main farm here. Actually, take it back to the dairy farm. So, this particular tractor can't use this rake based on the horsepower requirements, at least. So, we're just going to take it there. I'm sure we'll be able to pull it, but maybe not operate it. There we go. Like I said, I'm thinking I'll be able to pull the rake without a problem, but when it comes to operating it, maybe that will be a bit more of a different challenge altogether. So we're gonna go ahead and just take this back down to the dairy farm. So I'm gonna go straight from here to the dairy farm, basically, just because that's probably the easiest course of action in this context. I already got the T7. He's working away at mowing the field already, so won't have a problem. It should be done pretty quickly. I don't think that field is super big, so having the T7 out there running already should make it take no time at all, basically. So, which is going to be pretty slick. It's a nice looking rake too. I like this one. I like all the in-game implements actually for 17 FS17. They did a really good job on them. I'm always it's nice to actually use them all, because I remember back in the day with some of the other stuff, like I think it was made 13, where you just never used anything from 13 basically, because it was all kind of like, it's okay. But now with the newer versions of the new version of the game, at least, they've done a great job with all the modeling and whatnot of the newer tractors. So I don't know. Sometimes when you get a mod like maybe this mod, I don't know if this was actually made for 17. I have a sneaky suspicion it probably wasn't. But when you have some of the older mods, you actually see them like kind of get it converted over to 15 or 17. And sometimes it's very obvious to tell when that's been the case, because it's the way they look on the inside and just the level of detail and the textures and all that jazz. But sometimes it's not noticeable at all. So, all right, so I made it over to the grass field here, and as you see, I got the New Holland currently doing a little bit of mowing there. And I just realized I had all these other bales right here still that I haven't sold, which is kind of funny actually. I thought there was only like a few of them there, but there's like actually a whole good stack's worth, which is kind of funny. So anyways, New Holland's gonna do its thing, and I got the brought the Ford over here. I switched over the Oliver to the Ford for the extra horsepower, because I believe this rake needs 110 horsepower at least. Yeah, so our Ford has, I think it's 185, so it's more than enough to be able to power that particular thing. I think it's 185. Yeah, 185. So has more than enough horsepower in order to power the rake. And then the hills shouldn't present much of a problem with the extra horsepower as well, so guess we can turn that off for the time being. And like I said, I had the Mass Ferguson on the, I didn't say this, but I think I showed it to you guys. We had the Mass Ferguson on the Kuhn Rapper Baler combination. I think that looks pretty good together, actually. This tractor's probably a bit big for this baler, to be honest with you, because this baler only needs like 140 horsepower. I think this is like close to a 400 horsepower tractor, so might be a bit overkill, but I still think it looks good together. I probably could tone it down to maybe 200, 250, something like that, but that's what we have laying around right now. So it's just funny to say you have like a 400 horsepower tractor just quote unquote laying around, which is ridiculous. So anyways, so that mower is gonna do its thing. So I think in the meantime what we'll do is this. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, I just haven't got around to it yet. These big tractors and the seeders are going to be done basically for, well, maybe not the big tractors, but the seeders are done definitely now for a little bit of time because they don't need to be used until we harvest basically. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash them off here a little bit. Make sure they're good to go for next time. So I think we'll probably do is we'll put down tillage radish in a couple fields there, because that'll increase, that'll be like a little bit of a cover crop for our fields, and then I'll be able to get 2 levels of fertilization right off the bat, because we have this thing will fertilize and seed at the same time. So when it fertilizes and seeds, it'll be 1 stage, and then when we cultivate in the tillage radish, it'll be 2 stages basically. So that'll be kind of neat, and it does direct seeding. So right after it's harvested, it goes boom right into the ground. So which is good. There we go. Excellent. Now hopefully I'm going to be able to get this whole setup through here. Should be fine. Oh yeah. It's a little concern there for a second. Let's go put this back where we found it. Do a big U-turn here, because apparently that's the way I had this set up. I could have gone the other way, I suppose, but for some reason it makes more sense for me to go down this way and have it set up, so I just pull it out from that section over there. The oats still aren't ready yet, so maybe in day 3 of the summer they'll be ready, but for now we're just waiting for them to do their thing. Alright, let's pull this in behind, or beside I should say, the trailers over here. Oh, shoot. Apparently that was a little bit too close to the trailers. Oopsie. There we go. I'll just leave. I guess we can pull the stagger over here. I think the next time we're going to need it is going to be with the overloader, I believe. So that is over by the field. So we'll just kind of leave it in the yard for the time being, because we're going to need it again momentarily. Not momentarily, but soon. Soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but soon. So we'll just leave it over here for the time being. There we go. And let's hop over to the John Deere here. One of the things that Donald actually mentioned about this tractor, he asked, or at least he asked me, was I hope it's not as loud as the other one, because one of the other ones that you had was just like crazy loud. Like you would be in it and it'd just be like, you know, deafening almost when you were driving. It was crazy. To answer your question, Donald, no, this one seems to be all right, so which is good. So let's wash this deer off while we're here. Gets pretty dirty, this thing, I have to admit. Like, it looks great when it's clean, but when it gets dirty, it looks kind of pretty bad. So I don't know, I think sometimes people get a little overzealous with the dirt skins on their tractors, but who am I to judge? Like, even though this has been used quite a bit, it doesn't look like super crazy dirty in comparison to the tractor. At least the tractors just look really nuts. So I don't know what the deal is there. This is as far as I can go with this hose, apparently. Not bad. There we go. And we can put this one over in the edge here. Or in the edge right here. In this particular area, because we don't need it anymore, basically. This one's not going to be as efficient to use for tillage radish, because we'll have to cultivate first, and that kind of like defeats the purpose a little bit. Well, maybe not defeats the purpose, but doesn't make it as efficient, that's for sure. So there we go. Park it in the corner here. It's funny, even though I just washed this tractor, look how dirty those tracks are already. So that's what I mean by getting a little overzealous. So, and I think I even have it set up so. How do I have the dirt set up? Let's see here. Dirt is even on slow, so I'm not sure what the deal is there. So even though it's on slow, it still apparently collects really fast. Anyways, all right. So it looks like we have enough space to kind of get this started now. It looks that way, at least. We can probably do maybe one of the headlands and go from there, basically. So what I'm gonna do is this. Get this over here, and then I'm gonna try this. I don't think I've actually done this before, but maybe I have. I don't know. Let's see how this works. So I'm gonna use this guy with Courseplay, or not Courseplay, Follow Me, to see how this works. Because sometimes you can get some pretty interesting things happening with Follow Me. Am I close enough? Nope, apparently I need to drive a little bit forward here still. So let's go ahead. Apparently I already made the course for this. Huh. As being so proactive that I don't even remember doing it. I must have been driving over here and did it. Let's lower that down, turn that on. There we go. And that should be enough for this guy to follow now, at least I hope. There we go. Let's see how this works out. It should be fine. Fine. Should be being the key word here, of course. Alright, let's see how this is going to work out. I think the only problem we're going to run into is the fact that if we drop any bales like in this area right now, that New Holland's going to run into them, so let's try to avoid that for the time being. So I think what we'll do, in order to avoid, I guess we could do this is fine for the time being, I guess. It's not a big deal. It's a pretty big win row, actually. Collecting, what, 4 rows at the same time? 4 or 5 rows? Actually, you know what's probably going to happen? The bales are probably going to just roll down the hill. Most likely. That's my guess, at least. So as long as I stay in this middle lane right here, or this middle row, the big row I guess it looks like, should be okay. I'm just going to go slow for the time being, because we don't need to rush here. Yeah, that bale's totally just rolling down the hill there. Yeah. This might be a bit interesting, actually, to see how this is going to work out. With Follow Me. It's funny, this is what we do this on the server sometimes, when there's only like one person doing one thing, and they want to get like a few things done at the same time, so this is what gets done sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. It can be in a rather efficient way of just, you know, hammering out a field really easily, because like, just because of how easy, how fast, how many things you can do at the same time here. So I'm only going 10 kilometers an hour, and that tractor's having a hard time following behind me, so it means I'm probably putting too much material into that tractor, or into the baler at the very least. So, but it seems to be doing all right for the time being. I could do it in cab, but I definitely think I would be missing stuff. That's why I'm doing it kind of like this for the time being. So if I go in cab every single time, I'll just end up missing like bits and pieces all over the place. So it's one of those things where it's kind of like I can do it in cab, but I just find it's a little bit. Oh, apparently I paid $13 for wages. Oh, right, because we're past the normal time. So I think. Well, I can't remember how I set it up. Because you can change the AI extension, so you can go into the AI extension and change it so it costs extra when they're working at different times and whatnot. Yeah. That that tractor's having a hard time catching up with us. Like I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going too fast. I'm only doing 10 kilometers an hour, but I'm definitely moving a lot of material into one swath, so it's definitely making that Mass Ferguson's life a little bit more interesting. It's like filling up. I don't know how fast it's filling up, but it's probably like doing one of those jobs where it's like, you know, 2-3 minutes, not even 2-3 minutes, like, you know, a little tiny bit, you know, 2-3 20 meters maybe, and then it's full sort of thing. So this will definitely work really well for when we start doing the chaff for the BGA. Like I said, we'll probably end up doing that when the grass is grown on field number 7. So we'll pick up we'll buy the BJ finally, and we'll put that over there, put the chaff over there, and then we'll have everything ready to go. I think basically at that point. I think just about actually. So there we go. Oh my goodness, that Massive Ferguson's having a heck of a time. Oh, it's because it stops, and that's the way it works. Oh, okay, I see. So like, look how fast it's filling up. It's like, you know, moves like 20 meters. Oh, ready. Jeez. That's ridiculous. And this is why this doesn't always work, because like when you have like this much material going through, it's like you end up doing this right now. What I'm doing, it's like, okay, and full, and full. Jeez, that's crazy. But now I have silage bales, or bales that are fermenting at least all over the place. So theoretically, you could have the semi-truck follow behind the wrapper there, and then have them just pick up automatically. That's an option, of course. But for now, I tend to just let them stay where they are, and then I'll probably bring the semi over in a bit. Jeez. This is the line where I think as long as I stay on this line right here, we'll be okay. Theoretically, of course. This would be kind of difficult to do in real life, to try and make sure you're getting everything. I don't know how fast you'd actually go with this. Probably as fast as you could. Because if you had something this large, it probably means you have a relatively large field, large farm at least, or you are like a contractor or something. There we go. That would be my guess, at least. Something like that. One or the other. I don't know, maybe in Canada you would. I don't think you ever have ever seen one of these in Canada. Not like this, at least. I'm trying to think now. I think we tend to see more of a wheel rake style. I think Heston, I think, has a style like that. It's like a wheel rake, but I don't know if can't remember if I've seen them like this. I think so. They're not. I don't know how common they are, because a lot of people don't do this much hay, or they don't. I don't know, if they're doing chaffing, they're probably doing corn, not grass, but could go either way, I suppose. Yeah, look how many bales there are, like boom, 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 boom. That's crazy. Like I said, I'm just crawling along here. It feels like I can actually go double the speed if memory serves, or almost double the speed. I don't know how many bales we've done already, but it's quite a few already. Jeez, look at this. That's nuts. Alright, so while we're waiting, let's go ahead and grab the semi-truck and bring it down here. Just so we don't get too far ahead. Because when you get too far ahead, of course what will happen is the follow me will not get, will kind of just fall behind, too far behind, and then it won't be able to follow the track anymore, so. That's why it's important not to, not to be careful about getting too far ahead like that. So here we go. Making a left turn here. Looks like we're clear. Cattle crossing apparently up here. That's that corn. That'll probably be for the BGA. Maybe, we'll see. I'm not sure how much grass we're gonna get versus how much chaff, but we'll have to chaff something at least. So, and then. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll chaff the corn. I think that was the original plan, and then chaff the grass once it's actually made. All right. Looks like we're good. There's no traffic coming. Excellent. There's a little gas station right here, which is kind of funny. Here we go. And let's go drive up to the field over here. So it's not just my field that are doing that weird thing. Like I said, it might have been because I was progressing time too much, so that is entirely possible. So I believe the field is just up here. Yes, there's the bales right there. Alright, make a quick little turn here. Let's grab some of these bales while we can, while they're not in the way, or trying to get them out of the way, I guess would be a better way of saying it. Also gives the New Holland a chance to finish up there. It's funny, so many people have mixed reactions about auto-loading trailers. Some people are like, oh gosh, that makes my life so much easier. Other people are like, that's a little bit too unrealistic. For me, I'm like, hey, it makes my life that much easier, we'll go for it. Lots of options though, that's for sure. If you want to pick them up manually, by all means. And the funny thing is, I'm driving like 60 kilometers an hour, and just that's the funny thing about these trailers. Is that you just kind of drive as fast as you want, just bang, 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 picks them all up. So there we go. It's that one. That one. I have to be careful to stay away from the pink bales over there too. That one. Oh, it's not too bad actually. We got quite a few bales. That's like how many bales is that? 15 maybe, something like that. Oh, there's one down there that's gonna get in the way. If it hasn't already gotten in the way. Little tiny bit left of this field apparently. There we go. Let's drive on the outside here. I'll set this guy up to follow behind Mass Ferguson, I guess. There we go. And that's the craziest thing about this. So this is what you can do with Courseplay. Well, you can do this with Courseplay too, I suppose, but with Follow Me you can set it up like this, where it's just one big long chain of things happening. So they're all following me when I'm driving, and then this guy's following him, sort of thing. So automatically picking up the bales. Now with the auto loading, I don't believe you can set it up so it would do the would unload, but so theoretically with the new with the Bale picking up in auto loaders, like the actual auto loaders, the real ones. What am I referring to? I'm referring to like this, for example. You could be theoretically get the Courseplay to be able to pick up bales using this and drop them off somewhere, but usually it's a bit finicky sometimes. With round bales it's not so bad, but with square bales I find it's a bit finicky, because you have to have the bale has to be dropped like perfectly in place, and that's rarely the case. There we go. Looks like New Holland's got that one little tiny strip left, which is probably like 1 or 2 passes, and then it's good to go basically. There we go. This is 1 pass. I don't know how many bales we got from that. 15, I think I said. Somewhere in that neck of the woods at least, which is pretty good. And then with the magic of auto loading trailers, it just makes your life so much easier. Yeah, it's got one little pass there, it looks like. A little tiny bit there. Perfect. Look at that. Headland done. Got quite a few bales there. What if it gets stuck? Most likely it will. Yeah. Apparently I'm going just a wee bit too fast for those tractors. There we go. Let's hop over here to the T7 again. That last little strip, because apparently like the T7's like, what are you doing? You're in my way. Just because it needs to back up and do that. They're both pushing in opposite directions is what's happening here. Oh, that's funny. I was able to figure it out in the end. Huh. That's curious. There we go. Didn't quite get all of that, but that's fine. There's a little tiny piece there they missed. Nice. Those mowers do a pretty darn good job. Definitely make short work of that field in comparison to the Mass Ferguson mower. Although I do find the Mass Ferguson speed, or the swather, cooler, but it's not necessarily as efficient. So, alright, folks, that'll be it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed. My name's Iain Robson. If you like what you saw, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more County Line. Catch you guys later.